Hey everyone, welcome to the Hot Sauce Show. My name is Zach. I'm your host. We are at the Fiery Foods Show in Albuquerque, and we have Lisa from Carolina Chocolates here. Lisa, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so tell me about your chocolates.
Well, Carolina's chocolate was first thought about 2014. The idea of chocolate kept on coming at me. I've been a caterer for almost 20 years now, and it just was something that caught my attention. And I started experimenting. I went out into the market to see if there was any chocolate out there with chili.
Okay.
Now, there are, but, I grew up on chili, so there just wasn't any that was hot enough. And
Great.
I felt that the public now have really learned about chili. They're eating it and everything.
Yes.
And I thought maybe we were ready for it.
Perfect.
Yes. So in 2014, I dabbled with it and came up with about 3 flavors. And 2015, I started thinking about how I was going to package it and brand it.
Yes.
That's so important.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I came across a picture of my grandmother. This is in 1922.
Wow.
She's just a young girl here, and it dawned on me that she's the one that taught me everything. I grew up in her kitchen. My palate is due to her. She's the one that taught me about chili, and so, of course, I thought it was the best that I honored her with calling it Carolina's chocolate.
What a great story. Awesome.
Yeah. And so from there, I just thought, well, what do I know about chocolate? Where am I going to pick up any kind of influence? And I thought, well, I'm going to go back to my grandmother's kitchen. The Mexican hot cocoa that we'd have at Christmas, it's with cinnamon and a pinch of cayenne. So I have that. That's called spicy Sonoran.
Wow.
And then we, of course, put a little bit of chocolate in our mole, in our enchilada sauce. So I have a mole, holy mole, in fact.
Great. Well, let's try it. Yeah.
So this one is the darkest at 78% cocoa.
Okay.
It has ancho chili. There's cumin. There's even oregano in there at the very back.
Mm-hmm.
It's savory. It's earthy, complex. It's mole. It's not fiery hot. It's just got a nice earthy toast.
Yeah, that's perfect. And the 78%, it's not overly sweet. It's got just enough.
Yes.
Just enough.
And can I tell you, my biggest place in the market is with wine. I follow the wine festivals, and so this with a Merlot or a Tempranillo, phenomenal. Petite Syrah, I think, goes best with that.
Fantastic.
So, yes.
Yeah, and I'm getting the oregano right there on the end.
At the end, kind of grassy.
Yeah, wonderful. What's the next next chocolate?
This one is Las Abuelas. The Las Abuelas is interesting because the chili in there is the pasilla negra, which actually has a kind of raisin prune-like flavor to it. And so I put the old ladies on there. This is my great-great-grandmother and my great.
I'm really tasting that.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it's like a raisin. Wow.
And so the great-great is 105 in this picture. It's 1963, and that birthday card in her lap is from President Kennedy.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So that's my my Las Abuelas. All right, I think everybody recognizes this one. This is the spicy Sonoran.
Okay.
It is your Mexican hot cocoa. It's a little spicier, about medium heat, with cinnamon right up front, and the cayenne's in the back in a smoother 64% cocoa.
Okay, and this was what you remember from your childhood.
This is my grandmother.
Taking the hot cocoa and then making it into a bar.
Well, yes. Essentially, I made all these fabulous flavors into candy. Who would think that an enchilada sauce would be so great in a chocolate bar?
There's cinnamon in here.
Right up front.
Yep. And a little bit of spice.
And the heat's in the back.
Yeah. Wow.
Can I tell you, I love being here because any place else, I have to convince people that chili and chocolate go well together. But here, no problem.
These are all fantastic. Okay.
So this one is actually my favorite. This one's called Smoky Joe. It's my dad. That's Joe. And this one has chipotle chili. So it's a 73% cocoa. There's good depth of chocolate all the way back. And then you're going to get that fiery heat in the back and smoke in your sinuses.
Yep.
Put that with either a big Cabernet or bourbon, and that's dinner.
Wow. Yeah, the sweetness is just perfect. It's like, I know I already said it, but I'm say it again. It's like just enough that it's not overpowering your wine or anything else you're eating. It's just a perfect finish.
It just blends so well. So often they tell me that it's going to be too spicy, but it's just such a nice blend. And what's important here is matching the right depth of chocolate with the chili.
Yep.
the mole couldn't handle a sweeter chocolate. It just didn't work. You had to really take in the flavor of the chili itself, the floral of the chili, or any of the smokiness of it, and match it up right with the depth of chocolate. You can't just put it all with milk chocolate. It doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's just Salty Senorita. It goes well with everything. It's a 64%. It's something that those that just can't handle that heat goes well with.
Nice and salty and sweet. And
yeah. It's a good balance. I think the one that catches everybody by surprise is the Jalisco Jalapeno.
Okay.
That's 31% cocoa butter with cinnamon and jalapeno.
Wow.
And the jalapeno is not spicy. It's a sweet pepper, actually. So this tastes like my grandmother's rice pudding. It's sweet and creamy, buttery, all the way through, and then you get this glow of jalapeno at the end.
And is it white creamish color because it's a white chocolate?
It's a white chocolate.
Okay.
So it's cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, got it.
When I was mixing that up, it's like, what is that flavor? Oh my gosh, it tastes just like rice pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soft and, I mean, everything you described with words was exactly how it tasted.
It just evolves, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really all fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing these. How long have you been doing Fiery Foods?
This is my first year.
Oh, your first year. Well, welcome.
And we drove in from Mesa, Arizona.
Okay.
And I had seen or heard about this for the last 2 years and didn't apply in time and whatnot. And so I was really happy to get in this year.
Great. Well, I hope you have a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much. Yep. Have a good one. Thanks for listening to The Hot Sauce Show. Be sure to follow us here and on socials to stay up to date on future episodes.